All right, let's start.
Let's start.
Yeah, here we are.
Welcome to Hey Assbutt. We're
Welcome.
talking about shitty fucking music.
Yeah, we're talking about
talking about-
bad cover songs.
Yeah, because, so here's what happened. It was the witching hour.
Rolling
and I was
goddamn
in
stone.
bed.
It was.
I was in bed, and
Was it the witching hour?
it wasn't the witching hour. It was like 11. The
It
witching
was-
hour is like 3.
Hey, it's the witching hour somewhere.
It was.
No, I feel like
It's the witching hour somewhere. Okay.
I feel like it was happening during the day though.
No, it was happening at night. Like I was in bed. I was about to go to bed.
I was at
You
work.
were at
though.
work. Yeah. You were right about to come home. So it was like 10:30.
Was this on Thursday?
Yeah, this was the night that you came in, and instead of me playing Skyrim, I was already in bed.
Oh, that's right.
And
yeah.
you were very shocked.
I was shocked.
Usually when Travis comes home from work, I'm still awake and like bustling about. But
Yeah,
I woke
or
up
playing
at
Skyrim.
4:30 in the morning to make a pie.
Yeah.
So
Jesus.
that was a good ass
No, that was
pie.
Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I texted. Ben and I have, and Travis and I have a group chat, and I texted. I was like, you know what I fucking hate? Really, like morose, sad versions of bubbly '80s songs.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about, there's this cover of I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man by Prince.
Mm-hmm.
And the original song is very like, dee, 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 we're happy. I'm not going to sing the song because that's illegal. Da, 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 da. And then there are all these covers of it that are like, ooh, I am sad. I'm thinking about my sadness and you, girl. And they just like miss the point of the song.
Well, that's kind of like slow, sad versions of Jolene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, Jolene was originally like an angry song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very like
fuck you, Jolene.
Yeah. Like, it's about Dolly Parton about some whip some ass and
Yeah.
cut a bitch.
Yeah.
Although I do really like that version that's floating around out on the internet. That's like it's Jolene slowed down to 33 RPMs.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I really like that.
It can be done. Like there are some songs that I think kind of lend themselves to like
Hurt by Nine Inch Nails.
Hurt by 9 Inch Nails, which the original Hurt is I don't know how to describe it.
It sounds like a Taking Back Sunday song.
It sounds like a 9 Inch Nails song, I think is what you mean, my
Oh,
friend.
fuck! Oh, shit! I've just displayed my ignorance. I don't know anything about mid-2000s. I don't know anything about music between, 1970 and 2017. Because that's when I re-entered listening to music.
You started in 1970.
No, I started in 1930.
Travis is like 80 years old.
Travis is an elder guy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all he does all day is play Cuphead and listen to swing
You look amazing, by the way.
I play the first stage of Cuphead over and over again. What's that fucking what's that Greek myth where the dude has to roll a boulder up the cliff?
Sisyphus?
Yeah, I'm fucking
Yeah.
Sisyphus, except it's Cuphead.
There's a certain joy to be found in that, don't you think?
I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Pretty rocking
I was
story.
trying to make a reference to our command.
And then what's the other dude that gets his liver eaten out?
That's Prometheus.
Yeah, I'm both of those.
Okay. Yes.
I was going to combine the
Promethe-
names, but they already sound like they're combined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sisyphus. Wait, that's the name.
Exactly.
Sisyphus.
Sisyphus.
What's the antithesis of this conversation?
All right, we're gonna combine 2 rocks, and we're gonna name those rocks Brock, and then we're gonna segue into Pokemon.
Cool.
Geodude or
Dude. Wait, what?
yeah, that's a rock type Pokemon in Pokemon.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I segued into Pokemon, but I didn't follow that segue.
Yeah.
I was like at the train station. I was still thinking about something else. I don't know.
You saw the security officer go past on the Segway.
Yeah,
and then you just
I was
let
like,
them go.
bye-bye. Yeah, I was not paying attention to what was happening.
Oh shit.
I
But-
did that to me.
So I was trying to think because you're talking about like brooding covers, right?
Yeah, like another example is, the Robin song, "Dancing on My Own."
Yeah.
Okay, that song is like, it's a dance single,
Yeah.
and a lot of covers of that song are like, yeah, I'm dancing on my own. And everything is terrible. It's very sad.
Well, that's like the thing. Like, I think there's a big movement with covers to be like, sure, you could just make the song over again.
Yeah, there's this whole thing to try to like make it original again.
Like revamp
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, which sometimes it works really well,
I just think there's something.
and then sometimes it does not.
Sometimes it just eats shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's also there's the cover of "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" that's very like morose.
What?
There's a cover of "Girls Just Want to Have Fun," and it's sung by a guy. I actually think if I had to name if I had to list my top 10 like least favorite covers,
Yeah.
"Faith" would be at number 1. "Faith" by Limp Bizkit.
Oh,
All right. First off.
wait. George Michael's "Faith"
Yes.
by Limp Bizkit.
Yes.
That one's fun, though.
It is not. Whoa.
It's fun.
I've just learned something about
Yeah.
Ben.
I like Limp Bizkit.
You
You-
can like Limp Bizkit, but that
you
cover
and,
is
like,
real bad.
2 other dudes that live in Canada are still really
Yeah.
into Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, and Will Weininger.
And Will Weininger, apparently.
Oh, don't say bad things about Will. Not when he's not here to defend himself. That is okay. Look, I don't know much about Limp Bizkit's oeuvre. All right, but don't sit here and tell me that Faith
no.
is a good cover because it is not.
I'm not saying it's better than the original.
It's definitely not better than the original. I would say it has no worth at all.
I'm saying it's fun, is all I'm saying.
You know how things can be like bad, but they're still fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Like how we do this show.
Colonoscopies. This show.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Bill and Ted's
Yeah.
Bogus- The Room. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Getting
bad-
eaten alive slowly by trolls. It makes sense, but
Cool.
I disagree.
That's fine.
the thing.
That's fine, man.
What else is on your list?
On my list, the Christian version of Hallelujah.
Oh, which Christian version?
Both of them.
Both of them at the
Okay.
same spot?
Here's backstory to this. Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen is one of my favorite songs. Every time I listen to it, I get chills. And it is overplayed. That is a lot of times.
Yeah.
There are 2, not 1, but 2 Christian versions of Hallelujah where they took the tune and they rewrote the lyrics to shoehorn in the story of Christ.
Yeah, you mean how the Bible was written and how Christians treat everything else?
Hey, here's the thing. I have
So there's one about Christmas.
Yes, and then
and
there's
there's
an
one about
Easter one.
Easter.
And one of the lines is you're doing this to me, Father. Hold on. I'm going to have to look it up because it's so bad. I think even if I try to recreate it, it would be better than...
Do you think we could fit the plot of Jesus Christ Superstar into the format of Hallelujah?
Let's do it.
Probably.
It starts out with Judas Iscariot singing a really cool song. Okay. From the grave. One of the lines is, he said, "Did you forget me, Father, did you?" Which is so, like, it doesn't fit.
There's just something about Christian music that's always so on the nose.
Here's the thing.
It's like the
'Cause-
Bible is filled with metaphors and
really beautiful
and
language.
language and stuff like that, and then just modern Christianity is just the antithesis of that.
Well, I think a lot of modern Christian music, because there is a lot of like older Christian music that's really beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gospels and spirituals, and then also Johnny Cash wrote a lot of like
Yeah.
definitely not necessarily I would say Christian, but definitely inspired by the Bible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or
God's
like-
gonna cut you down. Yeah.
Well, and like religion, specifically like Christianity in Europe, like religion was always a big proponent of the arts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of really, really wonderful Christian music. There really is. However, most of what you find on like contemporary Christian music channels on the radio
Yeah.
are all like
it's also blatant.
they're bland.
and bland.
There's no
yeah.
danger to them.
There's no salt and pepper.
There's no salt and pepper. It's just like
There's no
potatoes.
salt.
The only salt and pepper is in that youth leader's hair.
Hey.
Hey man, I see you brought a guitar. Mind if I tickle it a little bit?
Oh man, if you grew up a Christian in the South or anywhere for that matter, you know what that's about.
Yep. I see you brought in my favorite instrument. What if we sang a couple of songs to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
Yeah. You see this tattoo? It's from my past, but I still keep it to remind me of what I used to be.
Yeah. And here's the thing. There's actually, occasionally I'll be listening to a band, and then I'll stop and I'll pause and I'll be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Is this a Jesus song?
Everyone had that moment with Flyleaf.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah.
like,
Switchfoot.
Save Me. Yeah, Switchfoot. Actually, I think
Switchfoot,
Switchfoot's
yeah.
a legitimately really good band.
They had that one good single that came out whenever it did. I enjoyed
yeah.
that song. That was
Yeah.
the one song I heard. And
I like
liked.
Awakening, which I think you're talking about. They had like 2 singles that made it into the mainstream.
Yeah.
And I really liked Awakening.
I remember
But no, whenever somebody would whip out a guitar when I was in high school,
I Dare You to Move. That was the other one.
Yeah, that was the song. Yeah, Dare You
Yeah.
to Move. I would always be like, oh, damn. Anyway, here's me blowing my brains onto the wall.
yeah.
God. Anyways, here's Wonderwall.
Yep.
It's just, I think that there is a lot of really good, like, I think that that just doesn't get a lot of play. Like, there's this band I really like called Damien Samoy and the Minor Prophets.
Ooh.
And they do, like, very religious music.
Yeah.
But it's a lot subtler than a lot of, like, the more, like, mainstream, I think. Stuff that gets, like, Christian top 40.
I feel like the thought with with like the Christian top 40 and this secular music like that, where I feel like they feel like it has to be on the nose enough so everyone can get it.
Yeah.
And if they use too many metaphors and stuff, then the meaning will get lost.
Yeah.
Because
They're fucking stupid.
yeah.
Well, I think
I'm sorry to be that harsh, but yeah.
but I think that the music's very dumbed down.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of most pop music. But I think that at least with secular pop music, they get to talk about fun stuff.
Non-secular.
Like
pop.
drugs and sex.
Yeah, exactly. Like non-secular pop music or secular pop music, excuse me, gets to talk about like sex and relationships and things other than somebody's personal relationship to God.
Wait,
Yeah.
do we have these definitions mixed up?
Which
Wait, what?
definition?
No,
definitions?
secular is like non-Christian.
Yeah.
Non-secular is like religious.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had it mixed up.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of like if I have a sore spot when it comes to music, it's Christian music, because I went to a Christian high school, and every Friday we would have chapel schedule
Oh.
where we would have a little church service, and we had a little band. They were all right, but we would have to listen to something off of the Christian top 40 because no one owns the songs. They're all shared, so everyone can play them. There was one original tune that I think it was when I was a freshman in high school that the band then played. It's like it went like I like papayas, bananas are sweets, and then it went on like the same kind of like a poetic, like bouncing between couplets to be like God's love is sweet too or some way. And it was a sweet song. Mm-hmm. I mean that both as a pun as actually liking the song.
Yeah.
But that was the one song in my 5 years at that school that I was like, okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Everything else was just
A little much. A little much.
yeah.
Yeah, and I played bass for church organizations
So
for
you-
like 6 years.
You understand that.
So I know all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just was very religious. And I will say this. I'm going to say this. When I was very religious, I would 1,000% prefer to go to a traditional service, which, as you don't know, traditional services are like, you
Wooden
have to wear the
pews and-
dress and the
yeah.
wooden pews, and you've got the preacher in the robes, and the only music is organ music.
Yeah.
Like, I would have 100% preferred to go to that service than a contemporary one. And a lot of it was because of the music, because I thought the music at the traditional service was just so beautiful, even though it was the entire, congregation singing it out very warbly,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
But with the acoustics of a church, it kind of bangs it together, kind of.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
in like a
like-
weird way, it came together.
And then the organ behind it was always really pleasant.
Yes, and there was a piano also, and that was really
Yeah.
nice. And I think that music, even though it is a lot of like, "Come on, ye Christian soldiers," or like,
Yeah.
not any more subtle than the contemporary Christian music that we hear today on Top 40. But at least the music behind it was really beautiful. Even the
Yeah.
lyrics weren't nothing to bring home to,
Yeah.
talk about at home. The music behind it was really lovely. Whereas I think the instrumentality on the more contemporary Christians,
It's boring.
It's
and I
boring.
mean, that's just kind of how pop music has gone. It's
Right,
just
they're
gotten
four
more
chords.
boring. Yeah.
yeah,
If anything, I feel like EDM and stuff has brought in more life into modern music
I
because
agree.
there's more
There's more effects and
there's
sounds
more
that you can
effects
use.
and samples and all this. You can put so much more intricacies into electronic music like that versus if you are just a band with a drummer and a bassist and a guitar player.
Well, and I will say this: I actually listened to some Christian EDM the other day, and it was 1,000 times better than like contemporary Christian rock.
Okay,
Okay.
two things.
I didn't know that was.
I didn't know that Christian EDM was a thing yet.
Spotify has playlists for it. I'll send you guys some.
No.
Second
All right,
thing,
fair enough.
second thing is that makes sense to me. Like
Yeah.
EDM just generally has more going on in it than like rock and modern rock music right now.
Yeah.
I will agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's too much.
Sometimes it's too much. You got to find the sweet spot.
Right.
Exactly.
Like the Chainsmokers are the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. But like also I like Closer, so there's a balance.
Yeah.
Right?
Fun fact: I've never listened to the Chainsmokers.
Yeah, I've never listened to the Chainsmokers.
All right. Well, I actually listen to a lot of pop radio, so I actually really do like pop music. Like people are like, I have, I tell this joke about how of my friends have the worst taste in music, because all of
do.
my cool. Wow. Okay.
Shots
Well, don't
fucking
agree so
fired.
quickly, Travis.
God damn! I gotta call 911 on that.
Yeah, because I'm fucking dead. Travis murdered me.
I'm pulling up a list of burn units at the moment.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
But I feel like my taste in music is very pedestrian. And I have a lot of friends who are like, yeah, my favorite band, they took a sabbatical for 30 years and then came back and wrote the most amazing album of all time.
We all know who you're talking about.
Yes. I'm talking about all of you motherfuckers. You
Yeah.
all ruined my taste.
No.
And that's cool, and I like those bands too, but I also am just like, yeah, fuck, have you heard the newest Ariana Grande song? She speaks to my soul. What I'm saying is I love the Lady Gaga's new album, and I will not apologize for it, all right?
Yeah, that's
I will
fine.
not
It's good.
apologize,
You
okay?
Good
do
one.
you.
Beyonce is amazing, and nothing is going to change that.
All right. It's I'll attribute or compare it to the console wars. I spent several years like fighting between PlayStation and Xbox. I spent several years fighting between pop, metal, and punk and shit. It's just like
Oh yeah.
it's not worth fighting about.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
no point.
yeah.
There's
Well,
really
also
no
because,
point.
like, pop's never going to not be pop.
Yeah.
Pop, by definition, is what's popular at the time.
Right.
Like 10 years ago, pop music didn't sound like the Chainsmokers. Pop
No,
music.
thank God.
Yeah.
Sorry, 10 years ago was 2007.
Yeah. Pop music in 2007 was fucking Buck Cherry's Crazy Bitch.
Yeah.
Which also a fun song.
I actually,
Why do you do the things you do, Ben?
no joke, there was one day at work where we were talking about this exact thing, and I pulled up, like, I started thinking about the song Crazy Bitch by
Yeah.
Buck Cherry, and I pulled up, I searched in my Apple Music, like, Buck Cherry, and it was like, hard rock of the 2000s hits, and I was like, oh fucking shit, here we go.
Classic
Yeah.
rock.
And the very first song was that Papa Roach song that's like,
Oh, God.
Scars.
Oh,
yeah. yeah
God. Okay, but seriously, back in 2000, like, if I'm, like, thinking about 16-year-old Ari, all right, and the music that 16-year-old Ari listened to.
Did you listen to The Fray?
No.
I did.
Okay, well, live your life, follow your dreams. It was a lot of, like, Velvet Underground and David Bowie and Beatles and Rolling Stones and, oh my God, I had huge fan of Bob Dylan. right, and Janis Joplin
Yeah.
on one end of the spectrum, and then on the other end of the spectrum, a whole lot of pop punk.
Yeah.
I was just drowning in Fall Out Boy.
Oh yeah,
and,
I've got that pocket of pop punk.
Yeah, Coheed and Cambria and Taking Back Sunday.
Everyone born between like maybe 85 to about 98.
I'd say 85
Yeah.
to 98 is that like pop punk generation.
Yeah.
What are we called? The PPs?
The PPs.
The PPs.
Because I can get behind that because like 16-year-old me was listening to System of a Down, The
Yeah.
Doors.
I listened to System of a Down mostly in middle school.
I never have and never will be able to listen to System of a Down.
Is
You
it
know
because
what?
of how
That's
it's
fine because it's ugly music.
It is, but it's fucking fun. As
It's
hell.
mostly because of what's his face's voice.
Oh, Surge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mostly his voice.
That's what he sounds like. No offense, Serge.
What's
Please don't come and kill me.
He's not gonna cut.
No, I know he's not, but he kind of looks like he would.
No,
No,
Darren. would.
that dude with the fucking twirly beard would.
Shavo barely talks, but but Darren would probably come and kill you because he spent time in the psych ward.
Okay, all right. Well,
But no,
let's move away from this topic then.
no, let's continue with this. Did you ever listen to the Deftones?
I don't think so.
Okay, they were in that same kind of vein of like not.
Oh, I also listened to like the Ramones and
I remember when Guitar Hero 1 came out. That's how it got
Yeah.
into.
Fuck
there's a-
you.
I'm not fucking with you.
what are you,
That's,
some sort of poser?
that's how it
I
got
don't.
into.
I hate that. I'm sorry.
That's how it got into the Ramones. Man.
I'm sorry. I'm
That
sorry.
and Danzig. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was super into
Yeah,
Misfits and Danzig.
That's how I heard of the song fucking Mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, I think that was Guitar Hero 2.
Yeah.
I
I think.
actually got into AFI through Guitar Hero.
I believe.
Yeah, Miss Murder on Guitar Hero 3.
Yeah.
That was fucking lit.
That album
Yeah.
is fucking great.
It is a good album.
Yeah.
And like there was one
Can I
year
get the disco I was super into too?
there was one year where my friend Emmy and I were going to a convention in Atlanta and we fucking jammed out to whatever we listened to the whole album, but the very first song we just had it on shuffle cuz it was on our iPod or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the very first song we listened to was the My Chemical Romance song that was like no.
Oh yeah. The latest or the last album.
Yeah,
they did.
it was the last album.
Yeah.
Because she had made one of the coats. Mm-hmm. She had made one of the outfits for somebody, and that's one of the reasons we were going there was to give it to them.
Was the Black Parade their last album?
No,
No.
it was the one after that. I don't remember what it's called, but it had the Na 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 song on it.
Mm-hmm.
Black Parade, last album by MCR that I listened to.
Oh, wow.
I think I still own that album actually.
It's fucking
Yeah.
good.
It is, and I will fight anyone who says otherwise.
That and American Idiot, fantastic album.
That was actually the very first CD I bought.
American
I
Idiot.
bought 2 CDs at once: American Idiot and Bowling for Soup.
Which Bowling for Soup?
The one with 1985.
The one
on it.
with 1985.
Yeah.
I hang over
Did that
you
also
don't
have?
Yes,
Did that
yes.
also have the cover of I'll Stop the World and Melt with You?
No, that was on their movie. They did like a whole album of movie song covers,
Oh,
and that was on
okay.
that.
I loved that cover.
Yeah.
Bowling for Soup goes to the movies.
Yes, that's what
Okay.
it was called.
Bowling for Soup, one of those bands I know too much about.
Yeah.
I think I could sing, like, if you started playing that album, I could sing along with the entire album.
Damn.
Including the hidden track.
Wow.
Yeah. I listened to that CD a lot. That was the very first, like, with my own money, like, that I
Yeah.
earned babysitting. So, I was, I was very into both of those.
The first, like, what do you remember the first album that you got as a gift?
No. Well, actually, I don't, but I can tell you it was probably a musical soundtrack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the greatest musical gifts I ever received was my uncle knew somebody that used to work at a radio station or something like that. And he gave me this hard drive that I still have. And it had every pop hit and album. Like, every pop hit from 1955 to 2005.
Damn.
Every Billboard Top 40 list from those years, plus the albums that accompanied those songs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
That is a lot of
It
songs.
is. It's like 200 gigs worth of music.
Fucking
Damn. That's
hell.
also a lot of very bad music.
There's some good and some bad in there.
Yeah. we always like romanticize like, oh, movie songs in the 60s were just better than songs today. But here's the thing, that's not true.
No, it's not.
There was a lot of garbage in the 60s, and that's what played on the radio.
Yep.
Yeah.
We just remember the good stuff.
See, it's the same way today.
Yeah.
Like, they'll play some classic stuff that's awesome,
Yeah.
but they'll have to play top 40 shit that's garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, like in 45 years, are we gonna remember the Chainsmokers?
God, I hope not. Except for the song Closer, which I do legitimately really like. It's just so sweet. I don't know what to tell you.
I've never heard it.
Do you remember the first album
I'll
you
play
got
it
as a
for you
gift?
later.
The first album I got as a gift?
Yeah, or bought it with your own money. Either one's fine.
God, I don't know.
I'll tell you mine while you're thinking.
Let me pull up my entire music library that's on this computer that we're recording on.
I got
I can't remember the first one that I ever like bought on my own or got as a gift, but one that I bought on my own that did leave a lasting impact on me was the first album by a pop punk band called 1997 called A Better View of the Rising Moon.
shit.
Well, I bought both of their albums that were out at the same time. There was Better View of the Rising Moon and On the Run. And both of those albums, actually all three of their albums now, I could sing along to every single song on that album.
That's
I
awesome.
believe it.
Yeah.
Go. What are yours, Ben?
The first
And
one.
then I have a question I want to ask.
The first one I got as a gift, or the very first one I got as a gift that I remember, because I would steal CDs from my sister and listen to them in my room. Which first was Drunk Enough to Dance by Bowling for Soup.
Nice.
The first I got as a gift, I don't remember who gave it to me, but it was the Three Doors Down record with Kryptonite.
With
on it.
Kryptonite on it?
Oh my
yes!
gosh!
But the first album I ever bought with my own money was the Papa Roach album with Last Resort on it. At like a CD exchange kind of store.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I want to retroactively answer, and that my mom, like, I for a long time I didn't understand the concept of an album. I only knew about like singles and stuff like that because my mom would use Napster and make me and my sister mix CDs.
Okay, that's sweet.
And one of the first mix CDs she made for me had Smash Mouth's All Star.
I'm not surprised.
Aw.
It had Steal My Sunshine by Len.
Oh.
It had what else did it have on it? It had the I think it was also the Smash Mouth cover of Now I'm a Believer.
Yeah.
And it had I can't remember the name of the group, but it had Pump Up the Jam on it. And it had a couple other, like, I think it had a couple of B-52 songs on it, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like those, like, hey, these were in the movies you just saw.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
To have fun.
It was like, hey, these are some of these were in Shrek.
Yeah. Some of these are in Shrek. Some B-52 songs were in the fucking Jimmy Neutron movie. All right, have a good life. I don't know if that's true about Jimmy Neutron, but it sounds like it should be.
Honestly, Jimmy Neutron is such a fever dream. You could say
It
anything
really
about it, and
is.
it might be true.
Hey, you know they did the chicken dance to attract a chicken to eat everybody, right?
Yeah.
They did the goddamn chicken dance.
Did you know that Bowling for Soup played the theme song?
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
what?
they did the Jimmy Neutron theme song.
Whoa, we're bringing it back in a circle. But then I have to
Yeah.
ask this question. How the fuck did Jimmy Neutron happen? Like, seriously, what happened?
Okay.
I have no clue.
All right.
Does
First
anyone
off,
know?
this has been on my Instagram for the past like 3 days. But you guys know who Post Malone is, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that dude.
Anyways,
I have very platonic feelings for him. Casual platonic feelings.
somebody has put like people have been posting roast jokes about him in his YouTube feed or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Good.
And somebody said he looked like Bobby from Jimmy Neutron. And he starts going on like not really a tirade because he's probably high.
Yeah.
And he goes,
he's way too chill to be on a tirade.
Bobby wasn't on Jimmy Neutron. Bulby was, and I look
Jimmy Neutron, weird fucking show.
Yeah.
Because it started out, because I think the movie came out
The
first.
movie came out first, and that
And then
launched
the
the
series.
series for Nickelodeon.
So the series started out with the full knowledge that aliens existed.
Yeah.
And that Jimmy, the main character of the show, had accidentally gotten everybody in the world's parents kidnapped, and then they had to go save them from aliens. I remember this movie scarily well.
Yeah.
And that's how the show started, which I feel like is like an awesome and yet crazy place to start the show that they then did nothing with.
Well, I mean, that's because back then, nothing was like, we didn't have these big overarching stories like we
Right.
do in
Adventure
cartoons
Time
now.
wasn't out yet. So.
Yeah, and so it was all very
really a
episodic,
shame.
very week to week. Like
Yeah.
every situation was resolved within the episode. So
I think-
it doesn't. So the Jimmy Neutron movie is just a feature
A
length.
90-minute episode.
It's a 90-minute episode, just like the first episode of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, which didn't go on theaters. It was a made-for-TV movie, but
And
it
it
was
was
technically
fantastic.
the opening movie for Foster's Home for Imaginary
All
Friends.
right, fair enough, fair enough. Although I will say this. I will also say this. I think they did come back to aliens later, actually, now that I'm thinking about
I mean,
the
chance they
television show.
probably could have.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was so much of a fever dream that anything you say about it might be true.
I just wanted to say that because I didn't want to get letters from, like, the diehard Jimmy Neutron fan base,
The ones that are
fandom.
still out there.
Yeah. His hair didn't look like an ice cream scoop. It was clearly a pompadour. Okay. That was my impression of a Jimmy Neutron fan.
Did y'all ever watch the Cat and Dog movie or the Cat Dog movie?
I
No.
watched the Cat Dog show.
I never really liked cat dogs.
Here's the thing. I was always fascinated by how they poop.
And how they vomit.
Like,
Yeah.
did the cat throw up the dog's poop?
They explain that in the movie.
What? Travis, we have to go get this movie now.
What have you done?
I will say this: I haven't seen this since I was like 8 or 9.
All right.
or maybe a little bit older. But no, I think they cover how they poop and what their parents are.
Oh my God, thank you. So many questions answered.
Yeah.
Yes, I think the reason why I wasn't as into Cat Dog as I was into other shows is because they were such an affront to God that I just didn't.
That's why I
Yeah.
like.
An affront to nature,
'cause,
you know,
like-
and everything good in this world.
Because Nickelodeon shows when I was a kid or when we were kids,
Yeah.
I wanted to be weird as fuck.
I wasn't a child
Yeah,
when you
see,
were a
there-
kid. I was a god.
There was a lot of
Still
those. There was a lot of those Nickelodeon shows where I knew about them and I would watch them if there was nothing else on Cartoon Network.
right.
The Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah.
I will say this. I think Cartoon Network when we were kids was like,
Top tier.
yes,
Yeah.
amazing. And
Yeah.
then I think Disney Channel also had some good shows, but I think the animation wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Whereas Cartoon Network had like good story and good animation.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever watch Whatever Happened to Robot Jones on Cartoon
Yes.
Network?
Yes.
This shit was the man.
But then I think that like Nickelodeon had some good shows. They had Fairly Odd Parents and
The
Danny
fir-
Phantom.
Yeah, the first 4 seasons of SpongeBob.
Yeah, SpongeBob.
Kablam.
Kablam.
What's the one? The Wild Thornberries.
That was
Yeah.
fun too.
Yeah. Yeah, that show is actually why I was allowed to watch.
Nickelodeon.
Why I was allowed to watch Nickelodeon.
I'm thinking like staring off, trying to remember more Nickelodeon.
Because
shows.
I wasn't allowed to watch Rugrats when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because, and this is really the reason why, their heads were shaped weird.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
I believe it.
Yeah, my mom was like, she saw the art for the show and was like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
My mom wouldn't let me watch Angry Beavers or
Why?
Real Monsters.
It was Angry
Both
Angry
fantastic.
Beavers and
Real Monsters is really great.
not Ren and Stimpy, but the other one.
Oh, I understand why I wouldn't let a child watch Ren and Stimpy.
No, hell no. But the one that's not Ren and Stimpy, Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh,
Those were on back to back, and my mom was like, "Don't watch those."
Yeah.
And I was like,
Rocco-
okay.
Rocco's one of the few early. When I say early Nickelodeon, I mean like when I was little.
Yeah.
I would put above a few Cartoon Network shows. Rocco is fucking great, and it's coming back.
Yeah.
I
I'm
was allowed to
excited.
watch Rocco's Modern Life, but I wasn't allowed to watch Cow and Chicken.
I believe that.
Where is
See,
the
and,
logic there?
All right. Did you ever see Did you ever go back and watch some episodes?
Yeah, I've seen Cow and Chicken.
Cow and Chicken's fucked up.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's very fucked up.
Did you-
Satan's in it. It's very strange.
Yeah.
The best.
They eat butts.
Yeah, everybody
They
has a butt.
literally eat ass.
Yeah, yeah, that's where the turnip greens joke came from. But no, did you ever see the episode where they show like a full picture of the mom and dad?
Yes.
They're just legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I was allowed to start watching Nicktoons because my dad really loved the Wild Thornberries.
Nice.
Okay.
So he was watching them, so I would watch it with him.
Yeah.
He was also a huge fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender. That show has a very special place in my heart. But that came out, I think it was 14 when the original series came out.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't have any sweet stories about watching cartoons with my dad because my dad hates cartoons.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
It's fine.
I want to go back to music real quick.
Okay.
All right.
I want to sidestep that minefield that is your childhood. And let's go back to music because
All right.
I've been thinking about this. Have you ever heard a song from a band or, musician group or whatever?
Yes.
And been like, oh my God, this song is amazing. I love it. I'm going to check out the other shit that they do. And then you check out the other shit that they do and you're like, nothing is as good as this one song.
Yep.
Okay, good. That happens to me all the time.
Like
Yeah.
with Chainsmokers.
Yeah, the Chainsmokers. Or I really like the song Complicated Creation by Cloud Cult. Wait, I'm going to have to look up that name.
You lost me.
I've got no idea who that is.
Well, you don't have to know.
I understand the
that is.
concept though, because
Yeah, do you guys have any
suggestions?
suggestions?
Mungo Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
In
In
the
the
summertime?
summertime? That's an excellent song.
I haven't never tried to go back to listen to any of their music because, real.
Cloud Cult, yeah. So Complicated Creation by Cloud Cult is really excellent. And I almost accidentally played it, so I was like, but I fixed it. But that's a really excellent song. And they have a couple of other, like I think one of their songs, You Were Born, ended up in like a How I Met Your Mother episode, but nothing else
yeah.
they've ever written I like as much.
See, that kind of happened with me with Sky Hill.
Yeah.
Like, especially listening down to the whole album, like
Yeah.
Hands on the Water and Black and White are really good, and then it just kind of peters out.
That's why I think, like, I know iTunes and, like, the whole how we buy music, that's really changed and, like, shook the music industry.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But I really do think that it's saved us as consumers because used to you'd have to buy an entire fucking album to realize you only liked one song off that album.
Absolutely.
And you just wasted $14. And now you can buy, like, one song, $1.99, done.
And now with like streaming music, you can listen to a whole album
And then decide if you want to
and
buy
then
it.
decide if you want to
Or
buy
never
it.
buy it.
And then, or just get the one song from the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Technology is amazing.
Yeah.
Technology has saved our
You
lives.
can totally fuck robots now.
Yeah, you can.
Thank God.
No, they're working on that. They're coming out, man.
Yeah, they're
can do
here. I mean, you can already fuck robots. It's
Which,
just
thank God.
really
I mean,
difficult.
sure, some people would be worried about global warming and cancer, but we have to answer the real questions. When are we going to get to fuck robots?
The answer to that question was like, what, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Here's the question. Is a fleshlight a robot?
No.
No, unless it's attached to a robot, then it's a robot with a fleshlight.
Yeah, with a fleshlight attachment.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Travis and I fucking got the answer to that question. We high-fived in honor of it.
Yep.
Bam.
We fucking know.
Somebody else is a one-hit wonder because those fucking exist.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
Because rap rock is very much an acquired taste.
Okay. I don't like where you're going with this.
You're not going to.
Where are we
But continue.
The band Lit.
Okay. I didn't like where you're going with this.
They put
But
out.
continue.
They put out a new record,
Okay.
Oh, God.
I
Kinda
don't like
rec-
where you're going with this, but
Kind-
continue.
kind of recently, and they have a sequel to their song "My Own Worst Enemy"
No!
Okay.
called "Another Drink." It's pretty good. It's fun. Everything.
Okay.
Everything else on the record fucking blows.
Okay.
Because it's very much carbon copy, cliche rap rock bullshit.
Ben, not Ben, Travis.
I told you, Travis. They keep fucking.
Travis, do you ever hear Ben say, it's not good? Okay, it's fun.
Fun.
And then, like, the pit of your stomach sinks
Yeah.
and you, like, get sad. And
You're like,
you just
okay.
kind of look at him.
It's bad, but Ben likes it.
But
Yeah.
Ben likes it.
yeah.
Like,
We all have things like that.
like I love a lot of things.
Yeah.
Sure.
And to love things, I think you have to understand why people don't like them.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe in the concept of guilty pleasures. Like
I
if
do.
if you're gonna like something, then you'll like it. Don't feel guilty about it unless it's like illegal to like it.
Like Limp Bizkit and Lit.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's the thing. I think when people say that, they take the concept of a guilty pleasure too far. Because to me, when I say guilty pleasure, literally I mean it is a thing that I like despite the fact that intellectually I know it is bad. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So like I enjoy the Wachowskis' Speed Racer movie, the live action movie.
Wasn't that critically acclaimed?
No.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Critically acclaimed by me.
Hey.
it's a fun movie.
It is a fun movie. It is dumb. It is not pleasing to look at.
I think I understand that stomach pit feeling.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, you get it now.
Yeah.
That's how I feel whenever you talk.
Hey, fair enough.
But the point is that like I know intellectually like that is bad. I don't feel guilty about the fact that I enjoy Speed Racer.
You should.
Right?
I'm kidding.
Because I didn't go see that in theaters, and I feel like that's a very important distinction, right?
Yeah. You didn't spend money on it. I'm proud
No,
of you for
yeah,
that.
I didn't. Well, I did rent it, but
Going back to Lit for a second.
All right.
all right.
I like where this is going.
So I've done like almost every kind of performance thing you can do. I've done theater, music, comedy, stuff. So for a while I was like really into like playing guitar and bass and stuff like that. And there's a website very common for like guitar players and like pop musicians, rock musicians to go to is ultimateguitar.com.
Yep.
Find some tabs, transcriptions, whatever. It's user generated content. It's really good. They've been doing a really good thing for a long time. But my first and only contribution to this website
Oh, Jesus Christ.
is a chord sheet to the song My Own Worst Enemy by Lit. And it has
Je ne sais pas.
and it has multiple 5-star ratings.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
And you
That's cool.
could go onto ultimateguitar.com right now and find it and rate it 5 stars. It'd be great.
One of my favorite way to start
But
like, talking.
not only can you do that, but you can go back and see one of the very first internet usernames I ever did. So I'm going to put it on my listeners. Go try to figure it out.
Do you want to write it down so we could guess it?
No.
I mean, like, while we're not recording.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you guys know later.
I want to
we get to know.
I
We're
want to look at it and
secrets.
guess.
Oh,
first.
yeah. I'll bring up the website and I'll let you guys guess which one it is. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to shock you,
Handle that bombshell.
but there's not many chord transcriptions of My Own Worst Enemy by Lit.
Wow.
Which is why I did it, because at the time I was in like high school. I was like 14 years old. It was like 2009. There were none.
Yeah.
There was a tab for like the solo that was in it.
Yeah.
But at the time there were no chord lead sheets for My Own Worst Enemy by Lit, and I felt like I had to do my part.
I keep
for the
forgetting
internet.
that you're like an actual baby, and I am 106 years old because I graduated in 2009.
Yeah, 2009.
So if you were 14 in 2009, I am older than you than I originally thought.
In 2009, I just finished my freshman year in high school.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Sure you did.
Which also, I was young for my class, too. Like, I was one of the youngest people in my class.
Okay, all right.
I
All right.
graduated in 2010.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
I graduated in 2011. So, we're like bing, bang, boom.
Bing, boom. I'm the bing. He's the bang. You're the boom.
Oh, wait. No.
Bing, bang, boom.
Is this
Hang
a
on.
weird version of Fuck, Marry, Kill?
I think I got...
I was thinking more of like an infomercial. Bing, bang, boom, and your pasta's done.
I think I got my years mixed up. What year did Obama get elected the first time?
2008.
That was my freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
that-
you.
that-
Thank you.
That adds up.
Yes, it
Okay.
all comes together
Sorry,
now.
You
yeah.
spent 3 years in high school somehow.
Yeah. I was really good.
Now I'm thinking about infomercials that are just like, isn't cracking an egg the worst thing anybody has about their day? I want to go up to the people who write those and be like, you know, war happens, right? Like war and famine, disease.
Hey,
and
man, they're marketing to people that are
Death.
not aware.
Yeah. Speaking of infomercials, I was watching the Alabama-Tennessee game yesterday, And Tennessee has
Who
a
won?
player. Alabama.
Spoiler alert, but
Oh
no, I'm
my
just kidding.
God.
Go on.
Tennessee has a player.
Anytime you say I was watching the so-and-so in Alabama game, always assume Alabama won.
I don't like to assume.
unless it was a fucking playoff game.
Tennessee has a player. His name is Schamberger.
Oh, cute name.
I kept calling him ShamWow.
ShamWow.
Like, is that all one name? Schamberger?
Yeah, Schamberger.
Oh,
no
God.
hyphen or anything.
Schamberger, last name greatest.
ShamBurger.
All right. Well, and on that note,
I took an order for somebody named King Arthur today.
Aw,
I mean, it was last name King, first name Arthur, but still.
Hey.
It came up as King Arthur.
that man is our monarch. He owns a very fancy sword, and he will cut you down.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Well, on that note, all right.
Huh?
I got
Ben
one
has
more note.
Oh my God.
Have you guys seen the trailer for the new Will Smith movie on Netflix?
No, I have
No.
not.
All right, it's
Oh
like,
wait, yes, I
the thing
have.
is like a mix. I thought it was Bad Boys 3 for a second.
Yeah, but it's like a
until
fantasy world. I'm so
Yeah.
excited because I love urban fantasy.
It looks like he's waving around Excalibur at one point.
Yes, I'm in.
Yeah.
You had me at Excalibur.
And on that bombshell,
Excalibur.
And on that bombshell,
I don't even know her.
guys, the episode that we're watching today is called Nightmare.
Nightmare.
Travis,
what's it about?
what do you think it's about?
Sam and Dean
Okay, probably yes.
get an Airbnb
Okay.
and they sleep.
Did those exist in 2005?
No.
Sam and Dean get an Airbnb.
Okay.
They get in the bed because there's only the Airbnb lied and is like, oh yeah, there's 10 beds here, but there's only one because it was a typo.
Aw.
And so they had to get in the same bed, which is a full-size bed. This was very awkward. And it turns out the bed is haunted, and it gives them nightmares about them.
Is this ghost bed the bed that eats people?
Okay, so I'm thinking. So you're thinking about Ghost Bed, the Bed That Eats
It
Evil.
gives
I'm
them
thinking I've read
nightmares.
this fan fiction.
It gives them
Like I didn't realize that Travis was on AO3, but here we are.
gives them nightmares
Uh-huh.
about when they both had to eat some pretty terrible soggy cereal.
That's a pretty bad nightmare.
Yeah.
See, I'm willing to bet that Travis uses the same username from Ultimate Guitar on
On AO3.
Hey.
Oh my god. We're gonna go find Travis's Ultimate Guitar username, and then we're gonna go read all of his fan fiction.
Hey, I'm not saying
I'm
not,
so
I'm
excited.
not saying that I'm on AO3, but I'm saying that username is pretty far expansive on the internet.
We all did that.
Oh, so wait. So back when you were in high school, so fanfiction.net.
I really hope that you combined lit
Back
and supernatural stuff for your fanfic.
it was like honestly, I used the same username from like middle school all the way up till like the second year I lived in college.
Yeah, we all did that, bud.
And then I finally changed it because I was like, okay, this is a dumb name.
Okay, so I actually didn't do that because my very first username was actually an Inuyasha reference, and I was so embarrassed by it that I had to change it. All right, and on that note,
And on that bombshell,
Let's
I don't know
watch
if that's
this
gonna happen,
episode.
Travis. We're gonna find out.
Let's
find
do
the
it.
fuck out.
Every day, cryptids suffer. They are hungry, tired, starved for attention. Here at the Cryptid Reserve and Protection Service, we are dedicated to giving to cryptids in need. You can say, I won't stand by while innocent cryptids suffer. For just $3.99, you can give the skunk ape a warm bath. Call today, call tomorrow, call 10 days ago. Call 1-666-2727 and sponsor a cryptid today. Huh?
Where?
Yeah?
Why?
When?
Who?
We're back.
We're back.
What are we? I'm sorry.
What happened? We're back
We're
with
back.
another fun-filled episode. If I had to describe this episode in one word, joyous, some might say. Nary a terrible thing happens. It's just a
Yeah.
rollicking good time.
It was.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you think about anything sad.
Sam and Dean went to Six Flags over Georgia.
Yeah.
They
You can't have a bad time at Six Flags.
No, they rode the Blue
No.
Hawk 9 times.
They met that guy who tap dances.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They dropped they dropped some E before every ride. It was a good time.
Oh, God.
Drop some E before every ride?
Every
Yeah.
ride?
That's
Good
a
time.
lot of E.
Yeah.
That's a lot of E.
I'm worried about them now.
Um,
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I just want to say this. Six Flags in Atlanta is okay, but everyone knows that Six Flags in Dallas-Fort Worth is where it's at. Represent!
Yeah, you shit talking Texan.
All right. You're allowed to have that opinion or whatever.
Sure. I've only been to one.
I mean,
theme
I
park.
think we all agree the best theme park is the watering hole down the street that we went to as kids, y'all. Am I right? Okay.
No, I lied. I've been to 2. Sorry.
One of them Six Flags, the other one's the watering
The
hole down the
watering
street.
hole.
No, the other one is the Disney place in California.
Oh, okay. You mean Disney?
Disneyland?
I can never remember them. I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on. Stop.
I know
Disneyland.
Disneyland.
is in California.
California.
Yeah, and Disney World
Disney
is in
World
Florida.
Yes.
is in Florida.
Okay, I usually get it
Because he was
backwards.
able to buy a lot more property in Florida.
Basically, he was like, I want to build the happiest place on earth on a swamp.
Yeah.
Pretty fun. God. It's all,
I don't like actual land.
Yeah, it's all mosquitoes,
I can't
alligators,
believe you forgot the
and
name to Disney World.
racism.
Disneyland.
Disneyland.
We went to Disneyland.
I can't believe I forgot the name to Disneyland.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
See?
God.
See
We're
how-
a mess,
see
y'all.
how
What is
easy it
wrong
is?
with you
Y'all, I'm
guys?
a little drunk, and
It's all cider.
it's all cider
cider,
from here on
cheesecake,
out.
and Ovaltine.
Cider, I don't even know her.
Because you're ace.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. He meant biblical knowing. All
That's
right.
what I meant.
We're here to talk about something very near and dear to our hearts.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we're queer, but continue.
And that's this episode of Supernatural.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's start.
Let's start. I
right.
believe.
It's my turn, I believe.
Yeah.
And a thing called love. So we open. We open with like a guy driving into a garage.
Yes. A garage, if you will.
A garage. Pretty older vehicle. Looks like a 70s or 80s. He drives in. He doesn't drive in all the way initially, it looks like. And then the garage starts to close by itself. And it doesn't close on the car, luckily.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
that
real
was rather
close call.
fortunate. I was worried about the car in that scene.
Because he pulls in. And he starts looking, because he looks at the garage as the door starts to close. And he's just like, oh shit. And then his car locks itself. Mm-hmm. Then his car starts itself. Mm-hmm. And then this magical amount of emission starts to fill up the
Yeah,
garage.
it's like a lot.
It's too much.
It's a
It's
lot
like,
of emission.
At first, I thought the car was on fire.
Yeah, like if he was revving it into the red, it probably wouldn't even smoke that much.
Yeah. But it was just idling, right? Like, I
Yeah.
don't remember hearing any, heavy revving from that scene.
Do you think maybe the name place here, Monster of the Week, was, helping it along a little bit?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a chance.
That's my theory. That's my current, my headcanon.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
car definitely wasn't being taken to the minimum, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
And so we see this man die, and because it's like it pans out to show how full of the smoke at the garage is, and then
Yeah.
it cuts back inside to show the guy's eyes still open. I'm like, all right, fair enough. They just didn't fake it to where his eyes were closed or some shit. And then Sam is startled awake as we jump cut to their hotel.
Okay, hang on. I have a thing to say about this.
Okay.
Okay.
When you die from carbon emission like that,
Yeah.
from carbon emission in a garage, usually it's carbon monoxide because it's coming from the car.
Right.
El correcto.
And with carbon monoxide, you don't just die with your eyes open like that.
No.
You go to
'Cause,
bed.
Yeah, you will like get dizzy and fall asleep,
Pass out.
and you pass out, and then you're dead.
Yes.
Travis, I have 3 words for you.
Yeah.
Suspension of disbelief.
Travis, I have 2 words for you.
Yeah.
It's supernatural.
That
It is 2
I counted out
it's
3.
2 words.
it's one word, but
It's
you
2
counted out
words.
3 and you broke it up into 3 words.
It's 2 words.
It's 2 words.
Is its own word. Okay, how about this? It is supernatural.
That's like 5 words. I don't
Okay.
know what's happening anymore.
We just found out that everyone is bad at counting.
I'm a musician. I can only count to 4. Sometimes 8. Usually, I can only count to 4. Sometimes 8.
So we were
Occasionally 6. Most of the time, just 2.
all right. So we were talking about cover songs earlier that we fucking hate.
Yes.
So Psycho Stick has one of the best covers. Like they have just an album full of covers called "Space Vampires versus Zombie Dinosaurs."
Sure.
Oh, nice.
And on this record is the song "I Can Only Count to 4." And it's a parody of "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor."
Oh my god.
I can only count to 4.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so
With Evan Roulette and the Evan Roulettes, we have this song called the Count-In Song.
yes,
where
I've
we
heard
just,
this
like-
song.
Yeah, we just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it starts over again.
Yes.
And we'll do it in different languages.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Okay, so back to
Yeah, sorry.
El
Sorry to
Supernatural.
derail that.
So
yeah, Sam pops up.
he pops up from bed. He's like, "Oh, Dean, wake up! I just had a terrible nightmare."
It's like, Dean, we got caught in the rain because we're both really sweaty for some reason.
They just got done acting out that slash fic.
Okay.
Oh, the one I was talking
The
about.
one that Travis wrote. So, okay, and once again, we have a trope that I have never seen acted out in real life, which is I had a nightmare. I've jumped awake. I fucking like leaned up all the way.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just
you're right.
like, bam! Like I've never seen anybody be so startled out of the nightmare that they sit up.
Yeah.
I've never sat up, like, not immediately.
No,
I've
usually
been
it's like
jolted awake,
Yes.
and then I will sit up because I'm not asleep anymore.
yes.
But I've never been like zombie rising from the grave.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Whoa, a nightmare.
It's not like someone like stabbed an adrenaline needle into my chest.
Right, yeah. It's
like in Pulp Fiction.
yeah. It's also that close up on Sam's face.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
So
could count the fucking
camera-
pores.
Yes, it was so close. I didn't think it was Jared Padalecki. I was like, this is a different person because he doesn't have that very distinct hair.
Yeah. Couldn't even see it.
I identify white men through their hair.
Yeah.
If they're bald, I don't know who they are.
Wow.
That explains why you introduce yourself to Matthew Tate so many times.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, oh God, no, I've forgotten the actor's name. Jean-Luc Picard, and the guy who plays, this joke has run away from me. So
That reminds me of a joke I was trying to write. It goes, what did God say to Jesus? But make it so.
Aww. That's cute. I love that.
But any hoozle.
Yes.
So we see this beautiful like transition from them in the hotel to them driving down the road, which might be in a studio that's dark.
Yeah, the driving
Well,
scenes in this episode were not very.
Yeah.
they're interesting.
detailed.
We'll talk about it later. But what it is Sam's had a vision. So he's like, Dean, we gotta drive to Michigan now.
From wherever the fuck we are right
From-
now.
From in the middle of the United States.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
I'm gonna go check this shit out.
I mean, depending on where they are in Michigan, like southern Michigan, like Detroit's only an 8-hour drive from here.
It's true.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and like we're equidistant from our coastline to Detroit.
Yeah,
Well, there you
We're
go.
about an 8-hour drive down to our coastline.
that's true.
Oh, 6 hours if you drive with one Ari's mom.
Yeah, that's true.
A bit of a Leadfoot. That's all I'm saying there. But yeah, so they get to Michigan. Pretty timely.
Pretty timely, because they get there and it turns out the guy's been dead for like an hour or two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the paramedics are still there.
Well, I mean, but we know that Sam gets his premonitions like pretty early.
Well, from what we saw in this episode, which is a bit of a spoiler, it's a couple of minutes in advance, at least.
At least, but I feel like what we saw in Home, it could be up to like a day or so.
Right.
Right,
Well,
yeah.
Sam says they're getting more intense because later in the episode, he starts having premonitions during the day. So he'll get like a headache, and then, his eyes will wiggle a little bit, and then he'll see what's happening.
They'll go like,
Yeah, they wiggle.
They
Wiggle. And then, he wakes up and he's like, oh, I've seen a thing. So, like, they're getting more intense for some reason. Everybody's... I about to spoiled. I
you
done
did.
about to spoil.
Done about to spoil.
But
right.
we have to get through the recap
We'll get there.
first.
We'll get there.
We're getting there.
All right, folks. So first things first. Ovaltine just tastes like those instant breakfast drinks. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
yeah, it's like that Carnation instant breakfast.
I still enjoy those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this episode is not brought to you by Ovaltine.
Yeah. Honestly, like I said, I made it like I did it with like 4 teaspoons, which
Yeah.
is about how I would do it as a kid.
Well,
but
fun
like
fact-
when I made it for myself, you saw me just dumping the jar into the fucking milk.
Yeah.
Okay, fun fact.
You can make Ovaltine a lot stronger, and it does taste a lot more chocolatey.
You
and
know
better.
how they
Tastes
used
fine.
to sell John Winchester's journals,
Yeah.
and it would have like the weird symbol writing? Actually, you could decode that,
Yeah.
and it would say,
Oh, geez,
"Drink
drink
more
more
Ovaltine."
Yes!
I goddamn knew it. I goddamn knew it.
That's my favorite thing I've ever done. All right. Anyways, back to the episode.
Now I'm gonna go walk in traffic.
No, you loved
right.
that. That was great.
That was good. All right, so where was that?
They did actually used to sell John Winchester's journals, though. I like the height of the show's popularity. So
mean,
about
that's
10
not-
years
I
ago.
was gonna
Fuck.
say that's not right now.
No,
Now I have to find one.
they
All
did
right.
sell those, yeah.
They're probably on Amazon or eBay.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
This might be in the episode show notes if it's actually there or not. All right.
Yeah, if we can
so-
find a copy, we'll let you know.
All right, so they get there. They're zipping up the dude in the body bag.
Yeah, he's DED dead.
And so Sam and Dean are trying to figure out how they're going to talk to the family. Because Sam's like, they're not going to want to talk to us. And Dean goes, I know who they're going to want to talk to. And then they jump cut to the middle of the next day where they're in what do they call it? Parishioners' outfits?
Like-
They're in like cassocks.
Yeah,
Cassocks, yeah,
priest.
that's the name of it.
They're dressed like Catholic priests.
Pretty, yeah, to a T.
Yeah.
Well, Dean is wearing like his accoutrement.
Yeah, he's wearing like some like leather bracelets and has a ring on.
He's wearing all of his usual fucking
Yeah, he's wearing his
cool
jewelry.
kid garb.
Yeah.
I kept looking for like the necklace.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was
the
just tucked
amulet
underneath,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. It was hidden under that sweet collar.
And they
Yeah.
start talking to the dead guy's brother, Roger. And then we see who you said, because he's kind of being a dick to him, being like, you don't have to sell your
Religion to me.
don't sell your religion to me. And
Yeah.
then the mom or the wife of the dead guy.
Whose name is Alice in the show.
Yeah. And did you ever find her, like the actress's name?
Yes, I did. So it turns out that woman, that actress, is Zelda Spellman from Sabrina the Teenage Witch, a.k.a.
Yeah.
Beth Broderick. So it was nice to see her again. Good to see that she's gotten some work back in 2004.
Yeah. And she's like she invites them to sit down and talk with her.
Yeah, she comes
about-
across as like more religious because we get a comment from like a neighbor. They're talking to a neighbor, and the neighbor's like, "Oh, Mr. Miller was so religious, just seems so normal."
I show him every Sunday down at the church.
Yeah, I was trying to do like a, don't you know?
Oh, for like a Michigan accent.
Yeah, like a Michigan. I wasn't trying to do like. I
was trying for Irish. But
I
it
could
didn't
tell
land.
it didn't. No, neither did my Michigan. But the point is that
You're laughing too hard for accents.
she did have a very Michigan accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They're like cheese.
Yes. So we find out that Mr. Miller and Mrs. Miller used to go to service every Sunday. St. Augustine's, very religious Catholic family. So that's why they show up as priests.
I think they just lucked out. But
Yeah.
and so they're sitting there talking, and then not Sabrina the Teenage Witch says, "Hey, yeah, that's my son over there in the corner." And Sam's
He's losing his religion.
He's losing his religion. And so Sam's like, I'm going to go talk with him. Dean, you stay here. That's my best Sam impression.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was good.
And so it kind of felt like to me when Dean was like, so this is a lovely home you have.
Yeah.
I really felt like he was about to just try to chat her up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
see, that's why I was like, okay.
Like, take her upstairs.
This is a
Now
lovely
the
home
time.
you have. I bet you have a beautiful bedroom.
Sex her up at a wake.
A wink.
Yeah.
But no, instead Dean is like, hey, let me shoehorn in ghost information.
Yeah.
It worked.
I mean,
Yes.
Kinda.
yeah. Like, hey, do you see spooky shit around here? No? Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it got the job done, yes.
Yeah.
But she definitely was like, no. Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is how everyone in the show, whenever whenever the supernatural is not happening in a house, right? So it's not a ghost or a poltergeist or a demon or whatever. Whenever that's not happening, the person who they're talking to is always like, I'm sorry, are my lights supposed to be flickering? What the fuck is going on? No, I haven't seen anything like that, and you sound like a crazy person right now.
I'm supposed to smell sulfur. What?
Yeah, what is happening?
Yeah.
So that's not happening in the house. So
Yeah.
it's not like a ghost that's connected to the house, at least.
Right. But then we see Sam talking to Max, the son, who's just sitting in the corner, just like staring at the wall.
Yeah.
That's not creepy as hell.
Well,
Staring
he's
at the
overcome
wall.
by grief.
By grief.
And Christ.
By the fact that he's got a very receding headline.
Yes. He's very upset about the fact that he's balding at the age of 22.
He
Yeah.
looks like he's 35, but he's playing a 23-year-old. All right. And so we see him a little bit closer, and he's got like real sunken red eyes, like he's just coming off of like a major heroin binge.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
also very pale for the
Yeah.
entire episode.
I expected Sam to be like, your skin is so pale, and you look like you're 35, but apparently you're 22. How long have you been 22?
This kid is as tan as notebook paper.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
But so, or printer paper. But anywho, so they start talking.
Any sort of just paper. Just
Yeah.
like white
Yeah.
paper.
Mayonnaise. But we, oh shit. Because Sam starts asking about his childhood home and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And the kid's like, no, it was pretty normal. Everything was fine. We all loved each other. My uncle lived pretty close to us. He lived next door, so he was always over, always having a rollicking good time, to use that word again. And so, like, Sam's like, okay, all right, that adds up. And so he gets Dean, and they head out to the car. And the first thing Dean says, nobody's family is that fucking normal.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
You skipped a part.
Yeah.
What part?
Yeah,
That's not
you-
until later.
You, you did a flash
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah, secret
All right,
flash
sorry.
forward.
Secret flash forward.
Sam and Max are pretty much just like, Sam's like, hey, Max, what do you do? And Max is like, yeah, I want to go to school, but it's hard.
It's hard to save money. Yeah.
Anyways, this scene is over now.
Yep.
All right,
then-
bye.
Then we see Dean up in the bathroom.
Then we see Dean unleash some fucking, like, sci-fi, Star Trek, Star Wars,
Yes.
Stargate bullshit.
Yes. Okay,
Where
first of
he's
all,
like-
this thing is huge.
It's huge, but he's also got, like, something that is basically the equivalent of, like, an iPad mini.
Yeah,
Which
it
did
had,
not
like, a
exist.
video on it.
Yeah. With, like, a little webcam hooked up and two lasers pointing at a thing.
Nowadays, what it would look like, it would look like I took my phone and taped it
to, like,
to like a...
So like a motherboard
metal-
with
Yes.
Legos on it.
Yeah.
It was like, it shooted out lasers.
Yeah, the
It
beams
shot out
were
lasers.
crossing.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't watch Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
No. You never let those cross.
It looked like there was this weird, very out of place technology flat screen thing.
Yes.
With like some Arduino pads.
And here's the thing. I loved it. I was like, yes, give me more of the weird bullshit technology.
I mean, this looks like
I am
something
in.
a character we don't see for several seasons
Would make.
right?
Yeah. But I loved it.
It was cool. I'll give you that. Like,
Yeah.
I would want to see it more. I don't remember if it shows it more this
I don't
first
think
season.
it comes back. And I was so ashamed. I was so sad about that.
See, I liked his shitty like cassette player EMF reader better.
That comes back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like 95.5% sure that it does.
95.1% sure.
95.5 the river % sure. So
But like Dean's walking around scanning everything, doesn't see shit, and then we hear somebody coming up the stairs, and he gets real scared.
Yeah.
He tries to hide it, but it's just Sam. And he's like, "Oh,
mini.
you son of a bitch," and Sam's like, "Well, did you find anything?" And Dean's like, "Fuck no." Mm-hmm. And so that's when they head out to the car.
Yeah, they head out to the car they're back at the hotel.
No, they walk out to the car, and Dean says nobody's family is that normal.
No, that's not until later.
Yeah,
Is
that's
it
later.
not? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So they're at the hotel, and Sam and Dean are like,
Yeah, my bad.
this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing supernatural about these people.
About their house or anything, right?
Yeah, or anything. And Sam's like, I don't know, maybe it's something else, like not the house. And then he's like, oh God. This is actually one of my favorite parts of the show because he says, oh, yeah, that's my head. the way I say things when bad things happen to me, I'm just like, oh, yeah, that's happening. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It was like, in those early episodes of SpongeBob with that one fish, when it would just be panning away, my leg!
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Yeah, because they just talked about, like, there was no battlefields or Indian burial grounds or anything like that.
yeah, not a
on the
damn,
land.
like nothing that would make it supernatural.
Then, like, they try and find, like, the old neighborhood, or am I jumping forward again?
You're jumping forward again.
Damn it.
Okay.
Seven
So
off day.
Sam has another vision
Yeah.
where he sees the brother.
Yeah, he sees the brother.
in another great scene.
Oh, Jesus. I'm kicking myself for forgetting this. Because he's grabbing a beer. He's bringing home the groceries.
Yeah, the brother whose name is Roger Miller.
And he goes over and sees, like, the window open.
Yes.
Real slow and creepily.
And he closes it. And he locks it.
And he's drinking his beer again.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, more deliberately, the lock opens.
Yes.
And it opens a little bit quicker.
Yes.
And so he decides to go over and, like, investigate it a little bit.
Yeah.
But he does it in the stupidest goddamn way
Yes.
possible.
Thank you. He was asking to die.
This was Final Destination levels of bullshit.
Yes.
And so
Thank you.
he leans out, puts his, like, shoulders on, like, the bottom of, like,
he
the windowsill.
gets on his back and looks up at the window.
Like, aligning his neck with the window to come down
He
on
basically
it and chop it off.
he might as well have been like, oh, if this were a guillotine, it'd take my head off. This is crazy.
And I'm going to live forever.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Roger, and I'm going to live forever.
Yeah.
That is what he says. He might as well.
As the window came down and chopped it off.
Yes.
And then we see Sam and Dean hauling ass over to the apartment complex.
Okay. I have to talk about this scene.
Okay.
Actually, no. Let's wait until later. Sorry.
All right.
They get to the apartment complex.
And
I
so-
want to get through this recap.
And so they're chasing him to the door. Be like, oh, we're not priests. We're here to help. And he goes, I don't give a shit. I'm not looking for religion. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
And he drunkenly starts going up to his apartment. And so they run around the building trying to find the fire escape. And they kick open, like, very easily this locked gate.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little...
Yeah, they were just like, ka-chow!
Pretty much. It
This
ma-
episode was Sam and Dean kicking things in very easily.
Yeah.
This was
Without
like,
any trouble.
these were like old Adam West as Batman.
Yes.
Kind of weird things.
Yes.
But anywhoozle. So they somehow, what is that word? Was that running in cursive? What is that? You know what I'm talking about. The fancy running. Free running with the French.
Parkour.
Parkour. So they parkour their way over this wall to get to a fire escape. And they get like halfway up it. And that's when we hear a window magically chop off Roger's head.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so they get up to the level where Roger is, and Dean whips out a handkerchief and goes, "Here, wipe off all your fingerprints so the cops don't find us.
Yeah.
It's like, why not just have gloves,
Yeah.
right? And so
Dean goes inside and is like,
there's nothing. No EMF, no
Yeah.
sulfur, no nothing.
it's quite the mystery.
Yeah, but at least the window was cracked.
Yeah, the window broke.
There was no way in hell that small of a window could chop off somebody's head.
No,
Unless-
absolutely not.
Unless the Hulk had like a power stone
Yeah.
for a Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite reference.
Yeah.
And slammed the window shut, would that chop off somebody's head?
Basically, what should have happened is the window sill should have fallen on him, and he should, instead of chopping off his head, he should have been like, "Oh God, all right, we're good."
I'm not gonna be able to talk tomorrow.
Yeah, basically. But he died. He's done dead.
Yeah, his head is in that goddamn flower basket.
And Sam again is like, God, why does this keep happening? Why do I keep getting visions?
Why am I seeing this? Why does my head hurt?
Yes.
Who are you? What am I? What are we doing here?
Yes.
And so,
Those are some hard questions to answer, Sam.
because then they go back to the house as priests to talk to the Millers.
Yes, and they talk to Max.
And they talk to Max.
And this is when
Yeah, this is when all that stuff that Ben
yeah.
already said
Okay.
happened.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. Jump cuts.
Dean's like, so what was growing up like? And Max is like,
It was fine.
yeah,
It was
everything's
fun.
cool.
It was cool. We were family.
Dean's
It was
like,
all right. It
no
was-
sad
everything-
memories.
No sad. No, nothing sad. Nothing sad happened. I mean, why would anything sad happen?
Why would you ask that? Why are you asking that right now?
I don't know.
It's
why
like
was,
Max
I mean,
starts to
was that a really
cry
nice,
and
sad
starts
family?
showing signs of
Yeah.
PTSD
Yeah.
as he cracks open a bottle of whiskey.
And that's when it cuts to.
Yeah, that's when it cuts to Dean going, nobody's family is that fucking perfect. Nobody's family is that great.
Yeah.
So let's find the old neighborhood. We'll talk to a few people and see what's up. And then
Yeah.
we go see Bobby Mac, across the street neighbor. I
Yeah.
believe that's what his name was.
Neighbor guy.
Yeah, neighbor, Mr. Exposition, if you will.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they ask about like the family that used to live there, and he goes, "Oh, is the kid okay?" And he's like, "Why are you asking all me these questions? Is the kid okay?" And they're like,
Why would you ask that?
Yeah. And he's like, well, every day, like I would see this kid getting beat by the dad and the uncle who was there all the time, just beating the snot out of him.
Yeah.
And then like the mom would just stand there with like this glazed out, dazed out look, just million-yard stare. Mm-hmm. They were just looking at each other. And then like the guy goes and says to Sam, "Are you okay?" as he's having a migraine attack.
Yeah. Sam once again is like, duh, God, not again.
And that's when we see
Shit.
the stepmom, because we find out from the neighbor that the mom had died in some accidents.
Right. So Zelda Spellman is not.
She's not the mother.
She's not the mom. She's the stepmama.
So
Somewhere there's a Maury audience that would really appreciate that.
yeah,
Thank you.
that might be ours. Who knows?
Thank you.
We'll find out when this comes out.
Yeah.
And so we see Max lifting a knife with his mind.
Yep.
Whoa,
He's
with his
been- he
mind.
is-
He's a psychic. Secret
He's-
psychic.
he's a
Whoa.
secret psychic. And he's been lifting things with his mind, and that's how he's been killing people.
With his mind.
He manipulated the car. He broke the window. He's doing the knife thing.
Yeah. Oh, because it does this amazing. Like she leans up against like a door frame, and we see the knife get like within millimeters of her eye. And it looks
It was
fantastic.
so uncomfortable.
But what doesn't look good is her staring at nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Like-
you can tell the knife's not there.
Because like in movies and stuff, they have a reference point. Like
like a ball on a string.
yeah, like a ball on a string or a stick. Like even when did the second Harry Potter movie come out?
Like 2003?
Yeah,
2004?
So same time period.
Yeah.
This movie had they had a ball on a stick that Daniel Radcliffe would interact to
As Hedwig.
as
right?
Dobby
Oh yeah.
because it's the second one.
Right.
Hedwig was a
2002
real
is
fucking
when-
owl.
The second one came out.
2002 is when the second one came out.
Jesus.
When did
Yeah.
the first one? 2000.
2001.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, they cranked those movies
Yeah,
out.
they
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
They
you can
had
see
to.
that.
There was 8. But
Yeah.
anyways,
I'm willing to bet
There
that,
was 8 of them, and all the actors were rapidly aging.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I'm willing to bet that Miss not Gwyneth Paltrow said, "I'm a professional. I don't need a reference point." No, girl,
Yeah, who
you
knows?
did.
But yeah, she obviously didn't have like a CG reference point because she was
Yeah.
just like looking at nothing, and they were trying to put the object in her line of sight.
But
yeah.
speaking of
but
putting
that was
the
a
object,
good-looking knife.
yeah,
It was
It really, you
for
know,
like for like 2004
early
TV
CGI.
CG. Yeah.
but speaking
good.
of putting that knife somewhere, we see it go through her face.
Yes.
which
Yeah.
looked pretty rad. I'll tell you that.
It really did.
The
Yeah.
blood effects and all that was super real. And
I
it
have
was
to say,
really nice.
all the gore in this episode,
Looks good.
really excellent.
Yeah.
Really looks good. You have, quite frankly, too much blood, but that's exactly the amount of blood you want.
Yeah.
For a campy TV show.
Exactly.
In the
No,
mid-aughts,
I'm
fuck
agree
yeah.
with you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not like Tarantino amount of blood, but it's still like enough amount of blood to get it the point
Right.
point across.
Well, the point of like gory horror when it's like fakey like that is
Yeah.
you want it over the top.
Yeah.
You don't want a realistic amount of blood. You want a fountain.
Exactly.
You want to open the elevator in The Shining, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because realistic amounts of blood are actually kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, because it's not that much.
Yeah, because we only have what, like 4 gallons of blood inside of
Yeah,
us.
not a whole lot.
Yeah, I only have like 3.5. The rest of it's cyborg oil.
Yeah, it's parts.
But after we see the
I
knife,
have gotten progressively drunker as this recording is
Yeah,
going on.
you really have.
So, sorry.
it's fine.
Okay. As long as it's only me.
It's fun.
So Sam and Dean are like, oh, you gotta go to the fucking house.
And so they kick in the door. It looks like.
Yeah.
But
They kind of very vigorously open it.
Yeah.
Well, and
Because there's no signs of it breaking.
Dan,
because
I tried to, I combined Sam and Dean's name to Damn.
let's just call him Dim.
Dean is like,
No.
that's what we're gonna call them when we're
Dim.
talking about both of them.
Yeah.
Damn. Dean is like, all right, so we're gonna go kill this kid, right? And Sam's like,
Like, what?
Dean,
No.
no!
He's a person. We
we're
can't
not
kill
gonna
him.
kill the kid.
No.
That's fucked up, guy.
It's kind of like those llamas with hats videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dean's
Dean!
like, hey, we're going to kill that kid.
Dean!
But
No! That kills people! And Dean's like, okay, but I'm gonna take this gun inside just in case.
All right,
Yeah.
just a second, because when he reaches for the glove compartment, all you see is the shoebox full of cassette tapes. I'm like, what?
Yes.
He's gonna take what? The Black Album and throw it at the
Yes.
kid?
Bam! I'm gonna just fucking ninja star these cassette tapes at the kid. That would have been amazing.
Have you ever had cassette tapes thrown at you before? They hurt.
I mean, yeah, they hurt.
I mean,
There's
no,
some
I
weight
haven't
to
because I
them.
don't live that kind of life. I feel like I just don't live the life where your cassette tapes get thrown
But
at you.
anywho, so they run to the house, they break it in, and Max and the stepmom are way too calm about this, mainly because I think she realized she was just about to die.
Probably.
Well, the stepmom, Max, they didn't get to the part where Max actually lifted the gun. The knife.
We're not there yet.
The knife was just like fiddling on the counter.
Yeah.
So the stepmom was like, this is uncomfortable, and also I can tell something is about to happen. But Zelda Spellman was not like in the know.
Yeah.
You know?
No, she was not.
You know.
And so Max goes, "What are you doing here?" And they're semi-nonchalantly like,
Yeah, Sam and Dean are like, oh, we gotta talk to you real quick. Can we do it outside?
"It's private.
It's private.
Your stepmom, she won't understand. It's not for her. It's
Yeah.
not for ladies' ears.
Yeah, this is a man thing.
It's a man thing we gotta talk
We're
about."
gonna talk about butts. Why did you say butts? I don't know. I was just trying to think of a manly thing. Butts was the first thing that came to mind.
But anywho, Max is not having any of it.
No, Max sees the gun.
He sees the gun, and that's when he's like, "Oh, you guys aren't priests. You guys are fucking assholes." And that's when he shuts the door, shuts all the shutters for some reason, because that's scary.
We just want anyone poking in.
Yeah, that's true.
He's
Still.
about to murder.
But, well,
Yeah, don't want anyone peeping on your murder.
Nope.
yeah. Nobody likes a murder peeper.
Nope.
And so,
No, they do not. Not
That's a-
again, Bethany. All right,
that's
sorry.
like that's when he he uses his mind to flip the gun out of Dean's pants. Mm-hmm. And it's on the floor, and he just flings it into his own hand, amazingly enough.
Yeah.
And the stepmom's like, "What's going on, Max?"
Yeah.
And he starts like waving the gun
She
around,
says,
threatening
okay,
everybody.
this is a bad line ring from Zelda Spellman. Because she's like, Max! Like,
Yeah, like
the
a-
tone that somebody would use if they just found their 3-year-old drawing on the wall. Not the tone somebody would use if they picked up a gun with their mind
And
and,
started
then
branding-
pointed another human being.
was brandishing it about.
Yeah. When that happened, I was like, all right, not the best line read. Obviously,
Yeah.
they didn't have a better take. That just seems not good.
How much do you want to bet that the sentence "he flipped Dean's gun out of his pants" is used in a fan fiction?
Yeah, that's why I said it like that.
All right, look.
It's the one you wrote. You
I'm
know
just
it's in
getting
there
ideas,
already.
yeah.
You write the fan fiction, Travis. All right, we don't know what's in it.
Here's-
Not until we read it.
Do you
Not
want to
a-
know? You want to know a secret?
What?
Yes.
I've written every single supernatural fan fiction,
Damn,
all of it.
you get around.
Yeah.
You're a very prolific writer, and I am at the same time impressed and deeply disturbed.
Hey, I have good days. I have bad days.
Fair enough.
Don't we all?
Mostly, I have bad days though.
But your good days are really good.
They're spot fucking on.
Yeah, they really are. All right. Anyways,
So
so Max is like, "I'm gonna shoot you," and Sam's like, "Please don't."
So he tries to talk it out with him.
Yeah,
being
he
like
he talks him down. So he's like, Sam and Max are like, "It's okay. We'll talk for 5 minutes." Dean, Alice, go upstairs.
Well, before that, Max kind of flips Alice onto the island in the
Yeah,
middle
he
of the
knocks
kitchen.
her unconscious.
And, like,
Yeah.
splits her face the fuck open. And like Dean is having none of it. And he's like, "I'm not letting you be in a room with this fucking asshole. He's
Yeah.
gonna kill you."
Yeah.
And Sam's like, "No, man, I got this." And so eventually Dean goes for it. Max goes for it, and Dean carries Alice upstairs to her room. And so Sam and Max sit down having a little heart to heart, and they're going through Max's life. Because to Sam's knowledge, he was only beaten as a child.
Yeah.
right.
And that's when Max is like, "Nah, man, try it last week." And he lifts up his shirt, and like you see on like his ribs, he's
Yeah.
got like this foot, like a square foot of bruise with
Very
several cuts in
intense
it.
bruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's probably got some internal bleeding and shit.
Yeah.
That's why he's so pale.
Yeah.
And so
Not because he's a vampire, as previously was discussed as a potential theory.
he could have
Don't
been.
think we discussed that as a theory.
As
Right.
pale as
Maybe that only happened in my mind.
It probably did.
in the slash fic. And so
Fair enough.
Max starts to talk about being blamed for his mother's death, saying that he died, or that his mother died in his nursery while he was a baby, and that was apparently enough for his father to blame him for her death.
Yeah.
And he was like, he would get drunk and say that she died in some insane way, like because there was a fire and she died in the fire, but she was pinned to the ceiling.
And meanwhile, Sam is like,
Oh shit!
what
Yeah.
the fucking fuck?
Like, how did you get my sex tape?
Yes. And by the way, I turned to Travis to watch his facial expression while this scene was happening.
Yeah.
And his facial expression was like, like his eyes
Yeah.
got wide, his
Honestly, I
mouth
was-
opened. He was shocked.
I was William Shakespeare.
Yes.
Like it was
magical to watch.
it was
Yeah.
there. I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god."
Which,
I
by the way-
can't fucking believe it.
Yes.
It was
Like to a T, this demon murder is happening.
it was 3 shook 5 me over here.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Which, by the way, is exactly how I felt the first time I watched it. The
Yeah.
first time I
Yeah.
watched this episode, I was like,
I was
oh
like, wow.
my God.
So it's more than just Sam and Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit's about to get real.
But Max is not buying that.
Yeah,
Sam's
Max isn't
mom.
believing the thing that happened also with Sam,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then also not buying that the stepmom is
Doesn't need to
innocent.
die.
Yeah, doesn't
Yeah.
need to die.
Because the stepmom,
Because
like,
inaction is just as bad as action in some cases, and this
Yeah.
is one of those cases where it's like, "Hey, are you gonna stop this crazy bad thing that's happening?" No, you're just gonna.
you're just as bad as
Yeah.
the people who are doing it.
Yeah.
Which, that's not, at no point is the episode trying to make a case for the stepmom. The episode's
Yeah.
just saying that you shouldn't, the
Like,
thing
Max-
to do is not murder
Yeah,
her.
Max is not the person who needs to be murdering all of these people.
Right. They need to, like, be arrested.
Yeah.
What is it? It was kind of like a line from what Batman? If you kill another killer, the number of killers in the world stays the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's from Batman, but I
It's-
have heard that before.
It's either a Batman line or like a kung fu line.
Yeah.
Or Superman, maybe.
Something
I don't
like
think
that.
it's either Batman or Bruce Lee, but
But the point is that Sam's argument is basically like, don't do it, you'll be just as bad as them.
Exactly.
And Max is like,
I don't give a fuck.
and I actually think that is not a good argument from Sam. Okay, maybe I'm just looking at this maybe a little too like emotionally detached.
Well, we're talking about what, some like 25 or 26-year-old kid trying to talk down a 22, 23-year-old kid
Well,
who
they're
looks
both
like he's
22.
okay. So one of them's 22 who looks like he's 35,
Right.
and the other one is trying to talk him down. Do you think another 22-year-old would have the mental capacity to be able to be like, hey, man, you shouldn't kill this person. I know they didn't help you when they were a kid or last week when you were getting the shit beat out of you. But
Well, here's my thing.
yeah,
Max is not interested in being a good person.
exactly.
Max
He just wants revenge.
he just wants revenge, but it's more than that. He wants to be safe.
Yeah.
And he says, once I kill her, it's over. He is so terrified of his father, uncle, and stepmother. He has nightmares about them. He cannot escape them.
Yeah.
So he thinks that killing them will bring him peace.
Yeah.
He is not interested in being a good person. He doesn't care if he's just like his stepmom and dad and uncle. He just wants to be free of them. That's an argument that Sam would use on himself to get him to not kill people.
This is
Yeah.
true.
Sam sees himself so much in Max that he treats Max like he would want somebody to treat himself if he
Right.
was in this position.
And it's not working.
Right, for that reason.
'Cause-
He's misread the situation.
Because Sam has realized that Max is doing it.
All for revenge.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah!
'Cause,
Okay.
I got something else for you here in a few minutes, but that's when Max gets pissed off,
Yes.
and because Sam has done his best, but he has failed.
Yeah, Max is like, I'm sorry, I still have to kill her. And Sam's like, no, you don't. I can't let you.
As he gets like mind pushed into a closet,
Yeah.
and then this giant not an armoire, but like a chest of drawers with a thing on top.
Yeah.
It's like slid across the room.
It's
and
something
like,
that China goes in.
yeah, it's like a combination China
It
cabinet.
was a
Yeah.
really, really big cabinet.
It was heavy as hell too.
It can hold all of China.
Because it knocked
Yes.
the doorknob off of the closet.
Yes, it did.
And so that's when we hear Max go upstairs, and we pan or we cut to where Dean and Alice are, and we see like the door open, and Max is like walking like he's Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker going to kill younglings with just the 1,000-yard stare of George Lucas saying, "Don't act too much."
Yeah.
With not the Imperial marches playing over.
Yeah.
And then that's when we see like him and Dean are having a little bit of a kerfuffle. And like Dean says, all right, because the kid just lets the gun float, and like,
Yeah.
he starts pointing it at Dean, and he's like, all right. And then like the gun like turns and starts pointing at Alice, and like Dean gets in the way and says,
Dean's
no,
like,
man,
"Nah, I'm a hero and I'm gonna live forever."
you got if you want to kill her, you got to go through me. And Max says, okay.
Okay.
The gun pulls, shoots him square
It
between
shoots
the eyes.
Dean in the
Hold on.
head. Dean
I had to talk
fucking
about this.
died.
I had to talk about this because when this scene happened, I said out loud, I'm not sure I like that CGI gun. And Travis went, wait, what? Dean is dead? And then Ben and I both, without missing a beat, went,
Yeah, you didn't know
yeah,
that?
he fucking, you know they die all the time in the show, right?
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
wasn't-
Because I was so nonplussed by Dean's death. I was just like, I don't know if that gun is aesthetically pleasing. And Travis was over here like, what the fuck is happening?
It was-
What alternate universe am I in? This is not a big deal.
You can
It was
tell
beautiful.
which of us have seen the show a few
Yes.
times and the
Yes.
one who has not.
Yes.
Oh god!
Because it turns out
because that's
that
when-
was just a premonition.
yeah. Because we cut back to Sam who's having a splitting ass headache.
Yeah.
And as he sees Dean die in the premonition, he goes no, and he pushes the cabinet and the door opens and he's like, oh shit.
I moved that with my mind.
Yeah.
And then he runs upstairs to have another kerfuffle with Max and tries to explain the situation one more time.
The exact same kerfuffle.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and like, all right, so they go through the same thing all over again. And when the gun starts to float, it does the most bullshit cliche thing you can do with a gun.
Wait, yeah, with the fucking...
With an semi-automatic pistol,
with
is pull the hammer
pistol.
back.
Pull the hammer back. Why do you do that?
Exactly.
Why?
It's waste of
Sorry.
energy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know a lot about guns.
Okay,
but
with
anyways,
with like a it's like a double action. Well, going with the double action, a semi-automatic. When you pull the trigger, it also pulls the hammer back for you, so you don't have to.
oh, so that's why it's semi-automatic.
Exactly. A revolver, which
I
only
learned a thing.
a revolver only has single action. That's why you have to pull the hammer back every time you have to shoot it.
Well, maybe was it not a revolver?
No, this
No.
was a semi-automatic pistol.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a serious gun.
Nah.
It was a semi-serious gun.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
I mean,
pun.
like, it looked shiny and it had a pearl handle, but...
But yeah, that's
It
when.
did look very shiny.
So it cuts back to Max, and like they're all and like everyone's just like being like, "Oh, we're trying to help you, man. We can get you the help you need."
Yeah.
And then like
Sam's like, this isn't going to change anything.
and Max goes, oh, "I think I see a way out, guys." Anyway, here's my brains all over the wall.
Yeah, he turns. Sam's like, this isn't going to change anything. Nothing is going to change by you killing these people. And then Max is like, yeah, I guess you're right. And you cut to Sam and you see him smile. And then Max takes the gun and shoots himself in the
Yeah.
head.
No, but was still using his mind.
Yeah, with,
Yeah,
using,
still
his,
using his
with
mind.
his telekinesis. And Sam's just like, holy shit. This guy's fucking dead in front of me. This just happened. Why isn't everybody freaking out? I saw it in his facial expressions because he didn't say any of those things.
Yeah.
But
He thought them.
He could subtly see all those thestrals that were surrounding him.
and then we cut. He would be seeing Thestrals like all throughout his life.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, because he saw his mom die.
Exactly.
Yes.
You're right.
But and then we cut to Dean, Alice, and Sam in the living room with a
the
bunch of
most
cops.
unsympathetic cop.
With a
in the
cop who
entire
did not give
world.
a fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got news about cops.
Yeah.
Okay,
they don't
here's
give a
the
fuck.
They
thing.
already don't give a fuck.
Alice starts crying because her entire family is dead. And look, Alice, let child abuse happen her entire life, and like, that's not a good thing.
Classic white woman.
Okay, wow, I'm right here, Ben. But the point is that, like, this cop doesn't know that
Yeah.
she is not a person to be pitied. So all that he sees is this woman crying because her entire family is dead, and he rolls his eyes at her.
Yeah,
I was
you know what that cop is
flabbergasted.
thinking? You know what that cop is thinking? That cop is thinking, God damn, I fucking called in a pizza like an hour ago, and now they're probably gonna fucking throw it away or eat it or something because
Probably.
it's taking way too fucking long.
Well, yeah,
to get
'cause
this fucking pizza.
who's he
All
gonna-
I want to do? They were gonna give me half off, and now it's just too long. I can't even show up at this point. I can't believe what's fucking happening. I'm gonna roll my eyes at this bitch and get out of here.
Roll my eyes at this white bitch.
Wow. God, I hope my entire family never dies all at once. I'd sure hate to have to
I'm
deal with
just-
the cops at that.
I'm just saying, I
Who want a
can.
pizza more than giving me some human interaction.
I'm just saying, I can read that on all the cops that walk into my store.
But yeah.
All the cops are just like, oh my God, I got another entire family killed.
Well, Alice
Moment.
is spinning nothing but lies at this guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
she is like, yeah, I invited Sam and Dean over because they're family friends.
And
I call them all the time.
See, I feel like that's what the cops are rolling his eyes about.
Why? But
'Cause-
why?
Because the guy could tell that
Because
the gun
she was also
not,
yeah.
Oh,
She-
yeah.
She was also like, I don't know where she got the gun.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know
that's
where I
how
got
she-
this fucking unmarked gun.
That's
This
how she acted throughout
probably
most of the episode.
Yeah.
Illegal and unregistered gun.
But yeah.
Oh, wink.
Because that's
Oh,
when,
wink.
Because that's how the episode kind of ends with Sam and Dean talking about how Max was set up in the same situation as them.
Yes.
That their family is cursed.
And then Sam says, we're lucky we had Dad.
Yeah.
Because a little more tequila, a little less demon hunting.
Which the
He could've
caption
been-
says
Yeah.
a little more Jose.
A little more Jose, a little demon hunting.
Yeah.
Look, basically, what Sam's saying is like, Dad could have been like them. He could have beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
because, but instead he
I mean,
He
neglected us. I
Yeah.
don't know.
raised them as soldiers.
Yeah.
But we were.
It's really a, apples and oranges sort of
I
situation.
kind of wish this episode had just been called Not Matilda.
Yeah, okay, this is exactly what I was going to talk about. This is just a grim, dark Matilda tale.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah, if Matilda had been able to escape her terrible family.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it ends with Sam and Dean in the hotel, and they're packing up, and
have a
Sam's
sweet moment.
like, hey, I want you to know that I moved that cabinet with my mind. And Dean's like, oh, cool.
Bend the spoon.
And then he picks up a spoon, and he goes, bend this. It's hilarious.
And Sam goes, I can't turn it on and off, man.
Yes, it
And
was such
then-
like a sweet brother thing.
And then Dean just walks over and consoles him and says, man, I know exactly where we need to go. And I know where it's going to fix all of your problems. And Sam says, where? And Dean says, Vegas.
And then they go to Vegas.
And Sam just gives him this, I'm not having any of your shit, and walks out to the
Yeah.
car. And then we get to this slow pan in on Dean's face, and he looks so concerned.
Yes.
Then,
He's like, it's clear you're just putting on a brave face for your
yeah.
brother.
Then we see Eric Kripke and Robert Singer, and that's how we know the episode's over.
Yep. Those names are burned into my retinas.
I want to meet both of them.
On my moment of death,
Yeah.
I'm going to see those names.
Yeah.
Eric Kripke,
Executive
Robert
producers.
Singer. So
It's
that
either
was
going to be
Nightmare.
that or executive producer Dick Wolf.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was Nightmare. Travis, just like every week, you are so wrong
Ah,
with your predictions.
damn.
But before we get to the next episode, I got a question for Mr. Short.
Okay.
All right, so you've seen the plot so far.
Uh-huh.
You've seen specifically what has recently happened.
Yes.
With a very plot-heavy episode.
Yes, the plot thickens.
What do you think is going to happen next with the plot?
With the plot, so there's...
Not in a goofy way, in an actual.
Damn.
Yeah.
You got me.
We'll get to the.
You fucking
We'll
swiper
get
no
to the
swiping
goop.
me.
Yes.
Um,
Oh, my entire life is Travis, no Travis. my entire life is me just being like, Travis, don't stop.
yeah. It really is.
It really, really is.
So what do you think is going to happen next? With
I think what's going to happen next with this is Sam and Dean are going to have several more encounters where they find people that have had the same demon attack.
Okay.
And that is going to help them lead them to the closer get to the demon that they need to find.
Ooh, buddy, you okay?
Do you smell toast?
I mean, we all had a little cider.
This is true,
We did.
and hardly knew her.
Ari maybe had a little more than
Ari had more cider than all
Some
of us.
others.
This is true. I tried to keep it light because I got to drive home.
yeah.
But so
Sure you do.
my next question with the plot, I got to work tomorrow. My next question with the plot, what do you think the demon had in store for?
These 22-year-olds.
Yeah.
What, like Sam and Max?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the demon is killing their mothers. And is somehow awakening psychic abilities in them.
Okay.
Is there some kind of army that's being raised? Or I feel like it's some kind of I don't know, X-Men situation where
Okay.
this happened to a select few people.
All right.
Like this happened to a select amount of people and now they have powers and now they're all going to find each other and fuck, I don't know.
X-Men.
I'm gonna. Yeah, you were spot on. Down to the fucking.
This is
yeah.
actually Charles Xavier's origin story.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. Okay.
But it focuses on different people, you know?
It's 13 seasons long of
Yeah.
Charles Xavier
No.
origin story.
I don't know if that's
But-
going to happen, but we're going to get there.
Yeah.
So the next episode is called The Benders.
Wait. We're not done talking about Nightmare yet.
Sorry. Oh.
You're just jumped ahead.
I'm sorry. I keep doing that.
If you could just move forward in time, you would.
I do have a time turner. I'm sorry. I keep
So
misplacing where
I
I
have
am.
some things I want to talk about.
So what are these things?
So my very first note is bracket rock music plays and bracket.
Yes.
Because that was the first thing on the screen in captions.
Yep.
If that could be how my day could start.
Right?
Rock music plays.
Yes. And then my second note is because we get a close-up of the license plate that says Michigan because Sam remembers the license plate.
Yeah.
And that's how he finds
That's how he's able to
the
find the
Mr.
house
Miller.
and all that.
Yes.
It's like he has a premonition of the license plate that
Yeah.
he sees it. And like the car. And I guess he doesn't figure out the name from the premonition.
But what he does is he calls the police station in like close to where he is in Michigan
Yeah.
and is like, I need a blah blah blah. Something's happening. License plate. Can you get an address? Okay, great. Bye.
Cool.
It checks out and everything.
But my second note was Michigan. Come for the Great Lakes. Stay because you're dead.
Yeah.
Because literally the license plate said Michigan, Great Lakes.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, we know.
Either the cold kills you or Detroit does.
Yes. It's like, you know how everybody from Alaska cannot stop talking about the fact that they're from Alaska? Okay, maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so fun fact. If you're from Alaska, you're like required by law to talk about the fact that you're from Alaska.
I feel like that's the law everywhere.
Yeah, if you're
no matter where you're from.
If you're out of state.
If you're from somewhere that's not the place where you are,
Yeah.
you just talk about it.
Now, people ask me where I'm from when I'm not in Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's like more if you're from Alaska.
You know where people don't ask me where I'm from?
Texas.
Yeah.
They're like, we assume
Actually,
you're from
more
Texas 'cause
more
you're in
people
Texas.
ask me where I am from
Damn.
here than when I'm in Texas.
See,
That's
I
because
believe that.
you don't got no accent, son.
I know. I sound like a goddamn Yankee.
Yeah, you there, carpetbagger.
Oh, and then I really liked there's a transition in the beginning that Ben talked about where it goes from
yeah.
a lamp to the car headlight.
It was
See,
really
that was
neat.
cool.
Sam and Dean leave their hotel room to get in the car and drive, and that was like excellent transition, Supernatural.
It was cool.
And then when Sam is like, why did I have a premonition about these people? This is weird. And like, Sam's like, yeah, the visions thing's fucked up. And then Dean kind of gives him a concerned look.
Yeah.
And Sam goes, don't look at me like that. And then Dean says, I'm not looking at you like anything. Which I thought was a very sweet, like,
That was cute.
brother.
Yeah.
There are a lot of sweet brother moments in this episode. What was not so well framed was this car scene.
I think they were trying to hide where they were.
Yeah,
It was weird.
I think they weren't able to drive on location, or like a lot of the scenes where they were driving were at night. So they probably they probably brought them to a studio
Yeah.
with a car that was not actually the Impala.
This is when they're trying to get to Roger Miller's apartment, the guy who's about to get decapitated. And the framing goes,
It's like through the windows.
it's through the window on both
Whoa!
on Dam's
Whoa, what was
faces.
that? What? Whoa! Whoa!
All right, Krusty. But yeah.
Okay, please stop that.
Whoa!
No, stop. On Dam's faces. It's on both of theirs. And it's like through the window, and it's so claustrophobic. Like
Yeah.
if you had told me that they had decapitated Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles and only had their talking heads, I would not have been like totally surprised. That's how tight it is.
Yeah.
And then it cuts, the only other cut it makes is interior of the car close up on Dean's face.
Yeah.
It is very claustrophobic and uncomfortable.
Again, I think it's because they had to film a driving scene without the Impala.
Yeah.
And that was the only way they could do it.
Yeah. Usually I'm used to like better scene framing from Supernatural, so
Yeah.
that's why I wanted to talk about it because it was very awkward. But I want to ask you guys, did you like this episode?
I thought it was interesting. I feel like it was a little stiff as far as some of the other episodes go.
It was kind of slow.
Yeah, it was slow and stiff, and
Yeah.
like the actors weren't really. I mean, like Sam and Dean were whatever, but like the other actors were like not up to. They weren't meeting the supernatural energy.
Yeah. Well,
It was a very like it's strange to go from like racist possessed car to
Yeah.
like very somber episode about suicide and child abuse and the lasting effects of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's above bugs.
Yes.
It's not my favorite episode of the season so far, but it's the first ultra plot heavy episode
other
so
than like
far.
Home.
Nah, Home still had like the Freak of the Week kind of aspect to it.
That's true. Yeah, this is the first episode where everything's focused on like the psychic children.
And moving
Yeah.
the story along.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was good for plot, but like
Yeah. It's not. It's one. if I was-
everything was just kind of
Sometimes you just got to move the story along. You know what I mean? Especially in like long-running TV shows, you just have to move the plot forward.
right.
And sometimes those, when you're doing the work of actually getting the story out there, those aren't as fun as like, say,
A racist truck
Scarecrow
episode.
or Faith
Yeah.
or racist trucks.
Yeah.
But I do like this episode actually. On my Netflix, it's been rewatched a couple of times.
This episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think when I go back to watch season 1 episodes, what I think I go back and watch are plot related episodes to remind me like, oh, this is setting up for season 2 and 3, you know. So I did like this episode, but I agree, I think it's a little stiff.
Yeah.
It's really heavy. Child
Very
abuse
heavy.
and suicide is very just like, yeah.
It's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But you know what? Next week we're getting back to it.
Back to the Freaks of the Weeks.
Back
to it.
The super freaks of the weeks. I think.
Yeah.
If this episode is what I think it is.
Yeah.
I kind of want to ask you both what you think this episode is, but I want Travis to go first.
All right. What's it called again?
The Benders.
The Benders.
I kind of want to guess your answer. So my guess of what Mr. Short's description of next week's episode, The Benders, is that Sam and Dean run into Bending Rodriguez and his family. So shenanigans ensue.
Sam and Dean are going to find a person.
What kind of person?
And he's wearing a long coat and a hat and some sunglasses. And they're like, hey man, how's it going? And the dude is like, oh, it's fine. And then the guy takes off his coat and hat and sunglasses. And it turns out that he's like an invisible dude. And they're like, wow, that's pretty weird. And then there's this kid that's like, hey, that's pretty weird. And then Sam and Dean have to pull out a Men in Black neuralizer and erase the kid's memories so he doesn't remember seeing this really weird thing.
Well,
You know what?
maybe.
That was the most concise description you've given yet.
Yeah, that was a really short one.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but if it does, we'll talk about it next week
Yeah.
on Hey Assbutt.
We will. Have
My
fun
name
and don't
is Ari.
die.
You can find me at Ari the Spy on Instagram and Twitter. You can find Hey Assbutt at Habcast on Instagram and Habcast on Twitter.
Yep.
Or email us at heyassbuttpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
My lovely co-host, Sar.
I'm Travis Short. You can find me at Actually Tall. And find Habcast at Habcast.
I already did it, Travis. You don't
Habcast
have to do it again.
Habcast.
At Habcast, at Habcast,
Yeah.
at Habcast.
I'm Ben Teichmiller. You can find me on Instagram at Mr. Fluffy Bunnies. And you can find us at Habcast. That's HABCAST.
Also, if you go to Ultimate Guitar and view, go there. I legitimately want people to try to find it because, even if you're on Twitter long enough, you can fucking find it. And I'm not gonna write it down for you guys.
No,
I'm
we're
gonna
not
make
gonna-
you guys find it.
No, we're going to... Oh, come on, write it down so we can guess what it says. We'll not do it live. We won't record this.
But yeah, so tweet at me if you think you found it, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. I think that'd be really fun.
It's gonna be a good
And
time.
then once you find it, you can find a lot of much more embarrassing YouTube videos of me. So
Like his live journal.
it's not my live journal,
Just kidding.
but
I was wrong.
let's start this as an Easter egg hunt for the things that I used to do on the internet. That's slightly embarrassing at this point, really, but they're still there. So I'm gonna put it on you listeners to do it.
All right,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
So
I'm excited to see what you guys find.
yeah. Oh,
Send
God,
it to me.
me
Send
too.
it to me, please.
Don't send it to me. Just send it to Ari. She'll send it to me.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Thank
We'll be
you.
back.
Have fun and don't die.
And until next time, we've been Hey Assbutt.
Pew, 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 pew.
Want to hear a pun someone told me?
Yes.
And it was told to me in the form of a question.
Yeah.
You know the things that they're like a fork and you hit them and they go ding? Is that a pitchfork or a tuning fork?
Yes.
And I was just like, and the person who was asking me this was like asking it in full earnest, like, what is it called? But I couldn't answer them right away because I looked at them and I just said, did you just tell me a fucking pun? And she was like, no, I need to know the answer, please.